Welcome to the Sports Betting Preview Podcast from pregame.com. This is your host, Marco D'Angelo, 30 years in the business, along with Vegas Runner, the only professional sports bettor featured on the CNBC
Thank
special.
you, sir.
This is segment number 4 of 6, and we're going to take a look at the Denver Broncos at the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. Vegas Runner, tell us the line.
Good game. We got Philly opened up as an 8-point home favorite and as high as 9, but plus 115. I didn't understand that. But two offshore books opened up Philly at 9, but plus 115. So I couldn't figure out which way they thought, the wise guys were going to come in or what they were trying to protect. Obviously, they didn't want anyone taking plus 9, but did they think they were going to lay it? That didn't make sense to me. So pretty much the rest went ahead and did 8.5 and total 41.5. As of this morning, we're looking at Philly 7 across the board, and the total still 41.5. So absolutely no movement on the total, but we have seen some money come in on the Denver side, which is a little surprising the way Philly's been playing and the way Denver's been playing.
Well, this is going to be my official free pick in this game, and, it's a huge game for both teams. Playoff implications for both. Both teams are in, right now, good position to make the playoffs. Philadelphia controls their own destiny to win the AFC or the NFC East.
Yeah.
And Denver controls their own destiny.
And Philly's 4-1 in the division.
Right.
So, they got it waiting for them.
And Denver controls their own destiny for a wild card. Huge game. I've got to say that this line move, I already was looking to the Denver side, and when I saw the line move make that big hit from 8.5,
you like it even more?
I like it even more because we've talked about this time and time again that the wise guys, when it comes to betting dogs, generally they're betting dogs late, not early. And the fact that this game got hit early, they had a number that they wanted. Did we lose value? Of course we did. Anytime you could get 8 or 8.5
above the 7, sure.
And now we're only getting 7. But the thing is, it's still we can't lose the bet. Now if we go to 6.5, then you've lost all value because now you're below the touchdown. You got to get 7 on the game, and I think you will get 7, and I think you'll see maybe a slight buyback to 7.5 later in the week
before kickoff. Yeah, the future line on this game was 8. And Denver wasn't supposed to be that good this year. If anything, remember, Orton was supposed to be a downgrade. The fans didn't want him. They were upset Cutler left, and look what Cutler's done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where Orton's been great. The guy, 3,200 yards, 62% completion percentage, 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, so his ratio is 2-1 in touchdowns to INTs. He's having a great year, and this Denver team, who wasn't supposed to do anything, I think they got to be satisfied sitting at 8-6 and controlling their destiny. They're going to want to have to keep up with Baltimore if Baltimore is able to get past Pittsburgh. If not, then this game's even bigger because then they'll really jump ahead. And Denver's 6-5 against the AFC. They're 3-2 in their division. So, this is a big game for them. And I wasn't surprised that the wise guys grabbed the points with Denver. And I believe it was more of a handicap on their part than even had to do with just number value. Because number value on a neutral field, what are you going to make Philly? Philly's got to be 4 points better than Denver, if not more. LVSC says Philly's 5 points better than Denver on a neutral field. And that's why I guess the odds makers brought it out at 8.
Well, I think right now the public perception on Philly is as high as it could possibly be.
Yeah, the way they've been scoring.
They're scoring a ton of points. They're blowing people out. But 2 things that I'm going to point out. Now, normally, when you hear me say a line looks high, I'm going to end up on the favorite. But I'm not going to do that this time, and because the public is reacting to this, and Vegas is posting the number on public perception, not true value. And the public perception is Philly won big again last week. Denver had a horrible game against Oakland. So they're going to look at that one game and say, they're going to bet against Denver. They're not going to want any parts of them. My whole thing is, right now, if you put Philly and Indianapolis on a neutral field, are you going to tell me that Philadelphia is a favorite over Indianapolis on a neutral field?
No, they're on Indianapolis is top 2 in the
Absolutely.
in the NFL.
Well, just 2 weeks ago, Denver went to Indianapolis and was only getting 6.5.
Exactly.
And they opened this game up at 8. You know, absolutely the wise guys are going to come in and grab Denver plus the points. And I'm going to do it too. And looking further at the Philadelphia, when I dig deep, they're scoring points and they're blowing people out. But really, let's look at what they've done. The last 3 games in particular, they went into Atlanta. Atlanta was without Ryan, the quarterback. That was a lopsided victory. Emotional game for the Eagles with Vic going back to Atlanta. So that game's not as impressive after the fact as it was when you just look at the score. The very next week, they beat the Giants in a shootout. Now, the Giants weren't playing good ball, but the Giants outplayed them in that game, and it was turnovers. They killed them in a punt return. And Philadelphia capitalized on it. And last week, they played San Francisco, and they couldn't have caught San Francisco in an absolute worst scenario.
Who I thought was going to backdoor them there for a while.
They did. They made the run in the second half. But you had Frisco coming off a Monday night upset win over Arizona.
Right.
Have to travel to the East Coast where there was a snowstorm.
Right.
And play on a short week against a hot Philadelphia club. I mean, the last 3 games have been impressive for Philly, but when you really dig deep, is it that impressive?
It's not even that the wins haven't been that impressive. It's when you look at them statistically, they're an average team. I mean, for a 10-4 team, statistically, they're average, Marco, especially on defense. I mean, they're 14th against the pass. You know, they're in the top 15 against the run. They're 15th in points allowed. I mean, that's mediocre at best. And even offensively, you know, they might be top 10 in passing, but with Westbrook having the season he's having with the concussions, and they're saying he's cleared for this game, that he is expected to play this game. That's, you know, the rumors. But with this line going down, I think the wise guys are saying Westbrook won't play. Since I like the Denver side, I'm kind of hoping he does play, because just the announcement of Westbrook would get us back to what the wise guys got. And that's what I'm hoping happens. And that's why this is one of them games I'm going to wait till game day and see, because they're saying Westbrook's been cleared. Yeah. And if anything, you know, this is his last season. Any way you cut it, even if he wants to come back, the Eagles won't take him back. I mean, the concussion thing's just gone too far now, where it's become dangerous for him, you know, and that Philly won't want that liability anyway. So, I mean, I hope he plays. We're going to get that line value if he does. If he doesn't play, Philly's 21st in rushing the ball, you know, while Denver's 2nd against the pass. So they'll be able to defend Philly's pass, and if Philly can't have any success running, this is a game where Denver could very easily be right there to possibly upset this team, if not cover the number.
Well, I like them, and this is my official free pick. We're going to go with Denver plus the points.
I agree.
You've been following me on my free picks. We won last week. We had the under in the Philadelphia game last week. We're 13-4 with the free picks, so let's keep that streak rolling along. And my official free pick on the game is Denver plus the points.
And it is a big game for Philly too. You know, they're only 1 up on Dallas,
right?
So.
And they play Dallas the last week of the season. So I'm going to go ahead and take Denver. I think it's going to be played like
plus 7. But wait on that number.
Like a playoff game. Okay, coming up next, we're going to have segment 5 of 6, and that will be Minnesota at Chicago. Be sure to check that out. And you can see all of our videos at pregame.tv, or if you want to download and listen, just go to iTunes and search for pregame.com.